Hey guys, Ryan here from Ryan Ashdown Bushcraft. We're here in the beautiful Algonquin Park at the Highlands Hiking Trail. So come along with me for a walk. We're going to spend a couple days in the bush. Hey guys, so got about a kilometer in here on the trail and I just wanted to stop and introduce myself. As the name of the channel implies, my name is Ryan Ashdown. And really, the reason why I wanted to start the channel is because I decided that the journey that I've been on ever since I was a little kid of engaging in bushcraft, wilderness survival, outdoor living skills, camping, canoeing, snowshoeing, playing out here in the bush. I felt as though I wanted to throw my hat into the ring in terms of YouTube channels so that I might offer my insight and my perspective about bushcraft and hopefully offer some insight to some things, and at the same time get feedback from you guys, learn from other channels. There's a lot of great channels out there, a lot that I watch on a regular basis. Guys like MCQ Bushcraft, Native Survival, Mitch, Joe Robinette, Zed Outdoors, the list goes on and on. So basically, you know, my ideal ever since I was a kid was to eventually get to the point where I had the skills to come out here into the wilderness with nothing, or almost nothing, you know, just a knife and a wool blanket, something like that. And so that's the journey I'm on. Those are the skills that I'm trying to develop, and so hopefully you guys will come along with me and we'll learn together. So I'm going to hike in a little bit farther, find somewhere to camp, and then we can go over the gear that I brought in with me today. Here's some moose tracks, guys. Coming up the hill here. Just for comparison, that's my boot beside that track, and my feet are size 12. You can see just how big of an animal that was. Pretty cool. Well guys, finally got to where I'm going to set up camp for the night, and check out the view. Pretty nice. On this rock point here that basically faces the west, but should get a little bit of morning sun when it comes up. The wind is non-existent at the moment, but I imagine if it does kick up, it's going to be coming from that direction. So looks like these two trees are going to be my home for the night. And I set up a hammock in between those two with a tarp on top. And then there's a fire pit right there, already pre-made. So I'll just take advantage of that. And I thought I'd go over some of my gear here, just so you guys can see what I brought with me. I'm going pretty light today. It's only a 3-day trip, so there isn't really much that I needed to bring. This is 2 U.S. Army issue wool blankets, both 100% wool according to the label at least. So got 2 of those there with this little harness that I've got rigged up for it, and some blanket pins. So if I do want to make it into a sleeping bag, into a match coat, any configuration that I can sort of dream up, I can usually get done with these 8 pins. Got my Integral Designs sill poncho, which I believe is 5 by 8. This is one of my favorite pieces of gear. I bought that sort of on a whim a number of years ago, and to be honest with you, I wasn't completely sold on it when I first bought it. I still hate the color. It's way too bright for me. I'm not really a big fan of bright colors, except in very specific instances. And so I am on the hunt for something that's OD green or camo, but I spent about 80 bucks on that thing, so I'm waiting until it dies. This I just bought on my way up here. 1-man parachute hammock. Comes with some rings and everything, so I'm going to experiment with setting that up, and I'll show you guys that. By the way, this I'm using as my my tarp. So hasn't called for rain this weekend. It's pretty clear. So kind of betting on that. And this is just a cheapy down jacket with a hood that I'm going to wear as an insulating layer when I go to sleep. I got a little bit of food here, some coffee, tea, sugar, some oatmeal, and some protein bars. And then in my bag I have a couple of dehydrated meals. Here I've got a Baco folding saw. This isn't the Laplander. This is the Expert. You can see there on the label, hopefully. Essentially exactly the same as the Laplander. Blade is slightly different. I believe it's the same teeth per inch, just a bit of a different angle, but works fantastic nonetheless. And I actually like the fact that this is orange, because I have a bad habit of setting things down and then losing them. So that thing sticks out pretty well. Didn't bring an axe or a hatchet on this trip, just because I'm not going to really be processing that much wood. But what I did bring was my cold steel SRK. See if I can get that into the shade here. Had this knife for a long time as a gift from my brother. Really like it. Heavy duty. I believe it's got a 6mm thick blade, double grind, and just a great all-around knife. It is on the big side for me. Most of my other bushcraft knives are much smaller, but this is great for batoning and everything. And I have taken the sheath and wrapped it with a little paracord here. Pretty simple. Just added a little OD pouch that's got a sharpening stone inside, and it'd be a little difficult for me to fish it out, but there is a fire steel and magnesium combination tucked in there, but it's wedged in pretty good, so it only comes out if I really need it. I do have a another ferro rod that I use mainly. That one's just in there to have on my person, because this is normally carried on my belt through here. So that's the majority of the gear, and everything came in my Vaude or Vauda Brenta 26 backpack. Bought this a couple of years ago. Really impressed with it. It's got great construction, It's a good quality bag. The suspension is nice. For anything less than 2 or 3 days, I usually use a big lumbar bag, just because I like the fact, no matter what kind of suspension there is, I find that I sweat. So I usually use a lumbar bag, but for 3-4 days, even 5 days really, this bag is great. It's one main pocket. It's got a little pocket on the inside there for hydration, and it's got the pass-through for the hydration on the lid. Smaller pocket here, and then something nice is that it does come with an integrated rain cover that goes over top. So nice little bag. And then my cook set, just a standard issue canteen and cup. Been using this for years as well. I am going to upgrade to a clean canteen and a titanium cup, but again, I don't like replacing things until what I've got's already broke. So I'm kind of just waiting for this guy to die, and then I'm going to replace it.